That's right, we got in the July Champions Club box from Major League Fishing. Let's take a look. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Fishing with Gramps right here on YouTube. Well, today we're not fishing. Today we're looking at fishing lures. But hey, it's fishing stuff. That's right, the folks at Major League Fishing. The bass pros we see on TV like Kevin Van Dam, Ott Defoe, and tons of others. All work together with Major League Fishing to put together this box that they ship out each month. It's only 30 bucks. Can't beat that for the price. If anything, I like getting a lot of different quality baits. If anything, to do a quick review on them and give them away to you folks. So let's take a look at what we got in this month. Speaking of Ott Defoe, little Ott Defoe poster from Where You Want on the Harris Chain of Lakes. Pretty cool. Stick that up on the door. Then as with each month, they have a little coupon thing, a scan code that you can, take a picture of with your phone. And it takes you to the website where it goes through talking with all of the pros over the various baits that come in this month's box. Now it's summertime all across the states. Pretty much everybody is now in the same pattern. Now, one thing about this box, I'd say it's not customized. It's not based on a region. And I would say it's baits and gear mostly geared towards those who probably watch Major League Fishing, the pro bass tours that fish out of the boats. So I'd say these boxes are more geared towards folks with boats, folks with kayaks, even though they have a lot of good baits in them that even a lot of bank anglers can use. And a lot of the baits that come every month are even good for bank anglers to use. But again, there's not that distinction between how you fish. That being said, the first bait right out the gate is a deep diving crankbait. A good looking deep diving crankbait. I think this one runs between 12 to 15 feet. Kind of got that clear color on the bottom, that gold on the top. This one I think is from Hardcore Baits, 4 inches long in they call this a ghost pearl shad color. Again, a great looking bait, but again, if you're in a kayak or a boat, useful. I'll caveat that again by saying if you're down in Florida or someplace where there's not a lot of deeper water and you're fishing mostly skinny stuff, again, maybe not something for you. For me, we have a lot of reservoirs around here that can run 40, 50, 60 feet deep. And if I feel there's a situation that I might be able to crank this down a point or along, actually thinking about it, I've got a couple of spots I might actually throw this. So I might give this a shot. So stay tuned for future kayak tournament footage to see if I actually caught anything on this. But I'm actually going to keep this in the boat as well because I'm going to be out chasing bigger bass here in the summer weather in my boat with my brother Jeremy. From Castaic Baits, we got a square bill type bait. It's 3.5 inches long, says it runs between 3 and 5 feet. If I'm in a spot where I think I can tie this on, I may give this a run too. This is a frog designed by Rob Rambanis. Yeah, you probably heard about the goofy little Velcro teeth. I don't care about all that. The frog itself is actually pretty sweet. You can call it gimmicky having a little Velcro piece on it, but if somebody believes that that actually is useful, I mean, that's fine. I guess the premise is if a fish comes up behind it and that upper lip gets on this little Velcro patch, and maybe it'll help hold it long enough to, compress the body and get those hooks in when you set the hook. I don't know. Now, one thing I really like about these frogs is, to me, the legs are perfectly cut. If I get a frog and the legs go down past the nose, that's generally where I clip them. But that is a good looking, looks like a walking frog. It's got a weight at the bottom of it to help kind of keep that tip up. They actually put an eye on it. Now, why would you put an eye on the bottom of a frog? Well, a lot of people don't realize this. When you're frog fishing, you're not necessarily always trying to mimic an actual frog. When a bass is looking up and they see the shape going across the top of the water, they could think it's a frog among lily pads like Kermit, so forth and so on. But more often than not, they're looking up and seeing what could be a dying bait fish. So you're kind of playing it both ways. By putting this eye on the bottom, not that I actually think that a fish is going to detail enough to see an eye, which is going to be hidden by the outline of the sky above. You're seeing the shape. That's kind of the whole point of this. But hey, whatever, it's a nice effect. If anything, it'll catch some fishermen. But again, I've heard a lot about these frogs, so this having a black chartreuse, there might be a spot where I try to throw this. Now, these hooks are sticky sharp and they ride just, anything presses down on that body, they're getting in there. And I would dare to say Well, coming over the top, it's almost snag free, but if there is even the slightest bit of pressure, those hooks are going to go to town into a fish. Now the next bait in the box is actually two baits, the same bait, both jigs. Now I always tell people, if you're going to buy one jig, buy two. Buy one in black and blue and buy another one in green pumpkin. But that doesn't necessarily mean I want that to happen when I'm paying a subscription for a box. I mean, it's one thing when I say, hey, this is a good jig, go buy this jig and buy these two different colors. But I don't know that putting two of the same jig in the box in the same month, not real impressed with this in Major League Fishing. I mean, I've heard of these before. It's not like it's not a name brand. Supposed to be good in the summertime. They do have rattles in them. They do have a pretty fluffy body, lots of skirt material, which you want a big profile in the summertime. It's got like an Arky style head, actually more of like a skipping head too. I could actually probably skip this pretty easily. It's got two little rattle chambers in it. Doesn't have the wire hook keeper. It's got the little kind of, built into the mold one. Now looking at the details of the jig, I mean, like I said, it's got a full heavy skirt, which, could be productive. It looks like it's got about a 4/0 size hook. The weed guard's actually pretty soft. Man, that's actually impressive. There's some jigs that I don't like. They put too much in there, but they know that you will take some material off. I was kind of skeptical about this jig, but now having it in hand, I like the weed guard. I like the double tube rattles. It's not a wire keeper one, but you can press the plastic into it. And it is hand tied. Now the black and blue one, the head on the black and blue is black with blue flake in it. It's more of a black jig with some blue strands in it. It's not overpowering. I normally like a little bit more blue, but again, that's nice and bulky. I like the head on it. It's going to be easily skippable. Now the last thing that come in the package are some green pumpkin rattling Neds, which this thing's going to be rattled out. I will probably throw those on this green pumpkin with a rattle. I'll be double rattling everywhere. Maybe a little chartreuse if the water's a bit stained. On the flip side of that, since we've got the Guggen rattling Ned, I will probably throw like an Okeechobee or a black and blue bandito bug on the back of this jig and see how it does. So for me, this box, as much as I would kind of like about it with getting two jigs, do you think that's worth 30 bucks a month? Now I do like the Major League Fishing box as a kayak tournament angler. I think a lot of the baits that I've amassed this year, I can directly apply. A lot of good Yozuri crankbaits, topwaters, various toads for a tournament angler. If you're a regular bank angler, I don't know that this box would be for you. If you fish tournaments out of a kayak or boat, I can see this being beneficial. If you're a bank angler, you're probably better off, well, I would always say, buying baits individually, piecing together what's your style. But if you're new to bass fishing, you may like some of these subscription services to help get a little collection of stuff because you just may not know what to fish. I'm gonna start putting together my own kits with my own recommendations for those of you that are new to bass fishing, and a pond fishing kit will be the first one that's coming up here real soon. As always, if you have any questions, drop me a comment down below. Now be honest with me, do you like unboxings from subscription services? Do you find value in them? One of my Legion brothers riding by. I'm gonna bundle this stuff up and do a giveaway. How do you get entered into the giveaway? Just drop me a comment down below. Anybody who comments has a fair shot at the giveaway. Until next time, get outside. Go grab a buddy, a friend, a loved one. Go make some memories. One cast at a time.